Hello everybody, my name is Michael, and in today's video what we're going to be doing is this right here. So if that looks interesting to you, let's get into this video. Okay, so with our Drow Priestess here, what I've done is I've given her a quick Zenithal highlight, prime that, starting off with black and just a little bit of grey spray over top so I can see all of the details as I'm coming in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with the skin, and for this I'm going to make her a purple skin Drow. I know it can vary between different colours, you know, from the black, purple, to blue, to very grey. So up to you what you want to do here. For me, I'm going to stick with a full-on purple theme with this Drow Priestess here. I'm going to make her pretty much all of the colours that we use are going to be some form of purple or magenta pink, that sort of thing in the piece. So what I'm doing, coming in with sort of a really light purple, but not completely towards white. I'm going with just a few steps down from that, so we have something to use as a highlight later on. Now that we have that complete, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to come in with a wash, because now I want to darken it down. This is why I said I wanted to go with a lot brighter purple, because I wanted to come in with a wash and shade it down, and this is going to get, of course, into all of those recesses and really darken everything, and also turn it a little bit more purple, because this is more like a lavender color, I suppose, that we originally started off with. So coming in with a purple wash is going to bring everything down, give us somewhere to highlight up to, because we'll probably be going back in with our original color for this, and this should give us some great highlights. But of course, making sure that we have that wash settling in the places we want it to. So being careful here, you can see I'm applying it with a very fine, smaller brush, so I'm not worrying too much about overspilling. Now that I have that wash completely done, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch up just a little bit, and I'm going to go for her hair. And for this I'm using just a very slight off-white for this. Drow, of course, are well known for their white hair, and I don't want to break any tradition with that. I could have gone, I guess, with sort of like a light purple again. I think that would be just a little bit too much, and I still want to come across as a classic Drow, and of course their hair color is naturally white, so coming in with an off-white, because I don't want to go for pure bright in case I want to go up with some highlights. But also too, I think if I went straight with pure white, it would be just too much on the eyes. So just coming down with one step from pure white and just a little bit off-white for her hair color. Plus it's going to also look basically completely white, because it would be the brightest thing on the miniature, with it being such a white color with all the other colors we're going to be using later on. Now we have that done, what I'm going to do now is come in with some black, and I'm going to be doing this for just the dress that she is wearing, her, you know, priestess robes. I'm going to come in with black, because now I've seen the detail. I mainly wanted that for where I can see where to highlight the skin, and stuff like that. But for the actual dress, I want it to start off black, because we're going to build our color back up. So I want to start back from the basics for this. That's why I'm coming in with black. As well as that too, I also missed a little bit of footage of me highlighting the skin, and so what I did there is basically exactly what I said. I came in with our original skin color and just used that to pick out the highest points of the ridges, so like the edge of the nose, the eyebrows, that sort of thing. So just thought I'd better tell you that in there as well, so you know that we've done the skin already. But as you can see, just being careful here, picking out just the dress itself for our black coat. Now we have that down as a pure black. What I'm going to do is come in with this purple here, and you can see it's a different tone. This is a very like a warm tone purple, so I have come in going with the different purples, and now coming in with the dry brushing over top. And of course this is going to pick out all the high points on the dress and really hopefully make it stick out and like bring some life into it. So it's going to look like it's a black dress with these very deep, like plum purpley highlights. That's the effect I'm trying to give off anyway, but it's also still being careful about where I'm applying this, because I don't want to get over any of our skin. But that's why I want to go with this step now, so it's a nice messy step, so we can tidy up as we need to as we go along further on. Then once you've built up the highlights to the point that you're happy with our dry brushing, now I'm going to come in with a magenta, and this is going to be for the cape that she is wearing. So coming in, just doing the exact same thing we did in our last step, giving it a very good overall coat. And you can see here that it's just going to take a little bit time to build up. Now, especially with this magenta, the paint's a lot thinner than the one we just used, the more plum purple. So this is just going to take a little bit of time to build up, and just being careful. I've switched to my finest, well, finest point, my smallest dry brush that I have here, so we don't get any spill over, hopefully, onto the next part, and being very sort of self-conscious about how I'm dry brushing it on here, so we don't accidentally get it over the dress, because I'm quite happy with how the dress has come out. So I don't want to mess any of that up if we can help it. So just being careful here. And this, like I said, with the dress, this is as far as you want to go, whether you want to keep her into very, very dark colors, or you want to go like I am here with just a little bit brighter colors, but still tell that everything's quite dark. So building everything up to the point where you're happy with it. Now that we have that done, what I'm going to do is come in with some metallics now, and I'm going to be using cobalt metal for this, and this is actually a bluish metallic color. I think it's going to work with the overall vibe of our priestess here that we have. So rather than going in, now of course you can easily come in with like a gunmetal or a regular sort of metallic color. For me, I want just a little bit of blue tint, because I think it would go well with the purple. Probably a little bit hard to see on camera, a little bit more noticeable in person that it has a little bit more of a bluish tint. But something really interesting here for the overall piece, I think, for the color-wise. As well as that too, you can see that on her dress, she has this whole spider web over it. Now this is up to you what you want to do here. For me, I wanted to make this metallic. I was originally going to come in and do it as like a regular spider web and paint it in sort of an off-white color, but I think that would be a little bit too distracting, and I just wanted some more interest rather than that. I think making it this cool metallic part of the dress just adds a little bit more to that interesting and makes it look that little bit more just regal in appearance, and that she is this high like priestess of the order. So let's go into some time-lapse footage of me sort of picking this out a little bit more. Okay, so now we have all of that metallic picked out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with a black wash, and I'm going to be washing entirely everything that we've painted up in the last few steps, apart from avoiding the skin, because our skin is complete. So basically just giving everything a good overall wash. Now this is going to be another part that's going to be up to you, with how sort of deep and dark you want everything to be, or how light you want it to be. It's totally up to you what you want to do here. For me, I'm sort of going a rough in between. I'm not going super dark, and I'm not going too light either. Just giving it a general base color of our wash over here, because the black is going to darken everything right down, which is why I went just a little bit brighter than I normally would for our dry brushing that we did on the previous steps here of our highlights, because I knew I was going to come in with a wash and bring everything down to more of that nice deep sort of color that I was after for our Drow Priestess here. So of course, don't forget to do the staff she has on her if you're painting up a miniature like this for me, or all these metallic areas. We just want to deepen everything down to the nice shadowy color and really make it get in the recesses there. In fact, if you want to make this even darker, make everything sort of like an off black color, you might want to go for once this wash is completely dry, another wash again to really darken everything right down. For me, I'm just going to do the one coat. So now we have that wash completely dry. What I'm going to do is come in with some red. Now this here is a deep red, and I'm going to be using this for the item she has in her hand. Now I believe, just looking, it's quite hard to see because it's quite smallly sculpted. This is like a heart. She's sort of performing some sort of like magical ritual here, and she's got this heart in her hand. At least that's what I think it is, but it could easily be turned into a gemstone, some like arcane focus. But I'm going to go with the heart here, because I think it's going to also work with the colors we got here. Just giving a red is going to really help contrast it against everything else here. As well as that too, I'm also going to use the red from our heart here onto, there's just a little bit of a dot on the staff where a gem could easily be inserted. So you can see me here just carefully with the edge of my brush coming in and picking that out as well, just adding a little bit more harmony with all the colors. As well as that too, I'm also going to put a bit of a wash on there to darken it down. Probably should have done that in the last step. So if you're using the same miniature that I am here, don't forget to maybe do this step first and then apply your wash after. Now that we have that complete, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my brush here. This here is a bit more of a ruggeder brush that I've got, and I'm just using this to stipple in a little bit more of the highlights. I want to bring just a little bit more color back. And like I said, this is totally up to you. You might have been completely happy with how you had here. I just wanted to just punch up those highlights just a little bit more on her clothing. So just her cape more specifically, I guess, here. And just coming in and stippling those parts back in and just catching the edges with their brush, just building up the sort of very sharpest points and the highest points of the folds here. So this is, again, totally up to you with how far or you don't want to take this at all. If you were happy with your step you've just completed, I just wanted to just punch everything up a little bit so you can see it from further distance on the table that these are nice and definite highlights on this piece. So now that we have that complete, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be coming in with a very bright silver. In this case, I'm using a shining silver. This here is a super bright metallic color, and this is going to be used for the highlights of our metallic areas. So I'm just going to come along here, pick out areas that I think the light would naturally catch and reflect off these pieces. So this is like the very points of the staff, the tips of her pauldrons she has on, and little parts of the spider webbing that she has on her dress as well. Just picking out very fine tip points, and these are going to look like nice, bright, shiny highlights since we'll place that wash over top. And now coming in with the highlights here is going to make each one of those little pieces like really brighten up and shine on the piece. But with all of that, I believe we are basically finished here with our Drow Priestess. So let's go into some glamour shots and see how this piece came out. And with all of that complete, we have finally finished painting up our Drow High Priestess miniature from Dungeons & Dragons. So I hope this video has been helpful for you guys, whether you want to follow along with what I did here, or you just want to use the video as some inspiration in painting up your own miniatures. Well, with all that said, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video.